Well, we are 3 matches into this major league season, and it's been a very interesting first few matches. Some unlikely contenders at the top of the league, and they'll face off today to determine the last unbeaten team. Well, potentially anyway. Hello, everyone. I'm Metafiction. I am joined once again by Aegis.
What's going on, everybody? I think we have a really delightful spread of games here today. Schwarzwälder, obviously the last Cup champions, and honestly, all of these games look like they're going to be pretty hard fought. I'm real excited to see.
Indeed, we've got scraps at either end of the table. On one hand, our first match today is Schwarzwälder Fußballverein versus União Sao Paulo. Both teams, as I alluded to, undefeated so far in this season. That could change today if one of these teams ends up triumphant over the other. Then at the other end, we've got AC Romana and Tokyo SC, both teams looking for their first win on the season.
It's always important to get that step in the right direction when your form's been pretty rough so far. So I'll bet both of them are really going to go fighting tooth and nail. But that's not to discount any of the other games. I think we'll have pretty fun games on our hands for all of them. I think Reykjavik and Buenos Aires could provide a real fun match to watch just as much as the other two, you know?
Indeed, and CF Catalonia and Hollywood FC, the one we haven't mentioned, will also be an absolute cracker. But we do start in the Black Forest, Schwarzwälder Fußballverein with their 3 at the back formation, lining up against Sao Paulo's 3 at the back formation.
It's looking a bit different, though. Sao Paulo does have the 2 defensive midfielders, whereas Schwarzwälder, I believe, has 4 across the attack and only one's kind of anchoring back there. So I think, if anything, Sao Paulo will have a bit more domination in the middle of the pitch, but who's to say that's how the game's going to unfold.
Indeed, Schwarzwälder renowned for their wing attack play, but will it come up empty against this Sao Paulo, well, more defensive approach, as you alluded to?
I think any team playing a 5 at the back knows that defense comes first, generally speaking. Early attack. Wow. 29 seconds on the clock. And Sao Paulo strike first and cut right through that Schwarzwälder defense. I mean, I don't even think they were in the game yet.
It's a lightning quick goal for Sao Paulo. Well worked. Rubio finding Cotswold on the wing, and De Groot making a good run past Maxwell. It's a tight angle to finish from as well, but Nerve De Groot wasting no time in putting Sao Paulo up 0-1.
I mean, that was a beautiful little 1-2 pass right there, making little triangles right through the defense. I mean, you said it was a tight angle, but I mean, he finished that like it was nothing. 30 seconds barely even on the clock. I mean, what a way to get your game started there against one of the best teams in the league.
Absolutely. Sao Paulo, of course, having had some fairly rough seasons of late, but last season had started to turn it around with a very impressive showing. Now, if this result holds, could end up being the last remaining unbeaten side in the major league. What a turnaround that would be.
It looks like they're quite content just holding the ball in their own half, trying to find the right plays, and then eventually breaking through like now. Oh, what
a very quick move.
Oh, Cotswold. Almost from a similar angle to the first goal there, right in the 8-yard box.
The move developed very quickly up the middle, and it's won them a corner. Hashimoto sending it in. Bit of a header battle in the box. Hasn't touched the ground yet, now does.
They've still got it, though. Sao Paulo running down the wing. Cotswold sends a cross in. Unfortunately, they'll cut out. Well defended. But see, Sao Paulo, they're perfectly content just passing the ball around with that back 3. As you can see, the 2 wider defenders are ball-playing defenders. So, and with a sweeper keeper, I'll guarantee that they'll probably hold at least 55% of the possession this game.
For the moment in Schwarzwälder's end, Cotswold squaring it to the far post. And Habjanic sending it wide. Another very tight angle to finish from, this time unable to make it count.
I don't think Schwarzwälder's in this game at all. They've got to wake up.
That one ultimately defended and sent out wide. It looked like Bull was in a fairly threatening position at the edge of the box there, but couldn't quite get it past the massive legs in the middle.
Interesting corner routine there, too. Playing to a guy outside the box and hoping to blast it in from range.
It is a tactic that a lot of teams in the SSL have had some success with in previous seasons, so It's not surprising to see it employed here as Whittington puts in that cross. It's back out to Deanne, and Ball able to tip it over the bar.
That was a good save there. Looks like Schwarzwalder finally woke up a little bit. Now they're actually quite hungry. Quite lethal. Second corner of the game so far. Once again, played to Wang Jihao on the edge of the box. Too many people in the way again, though.
Still with
Sao Paulo, very
SSV.
stubborn defense.
Indeed, Sao Paulo massing players in that box to try and prevent the balls in, but SFV now mounting some significant pressure. Deanne with this free kick, and it's pushed over again by Calvin Ball.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to hold on to that. It's going to be yet another corner. Once again to the edge of the box. Let's see if Sao Paulo gets wise and sends a defender there. Nope, once again, no one marking that man. Their set-piece routines before this game clearly didn't have that in mind, so they might get exploited at some point in the game with that. But just looking at the possession heat maps here, you can actually see that the wingbacks for both teams are quite advanced. So Sao Paulo, it actually looks more like a 3-6-1 across. That midfield actually gets quite flat. And then Schwarzwalder honestly just looks like a 3 and then like 7 across up front. These tactics are actually ridiculous.
Perhaps effective though for SFV as they've just won another corner. It looked like Bierman had a really good angle, but one of the Sao Paulo defenders just able to block that away. It looked like it was going just inside that post.
See, that was a more traditional corner there, so they can send them in. Oh, I think that's going to wreak havoc on the Sao Paulo defense, those set pieces. I think if they're going to score from anywhere, it's going to be one of those.
Set piece is such an integral part of this SSL era. Unfortunately, SFV not quite able to find purchase, but have been asking some serious questions of that Sao Paulo defense through the set piece medium.
Excuse me. Oh, I just took some water and it went down the wrong way. There we go, though. Sao Paulo down that wing again. Oh, well played.
Don't drink and commentate, kids. Meanwhile, the group putting in the cross. Gagne, Rubio able to get to the scramble, passes back. Gagne again, but it's blocked.
Right from the byline. That's a scary pass. Unfortunately, I just wasn't able to find the feet of someone. Oh, yeah. Okay, these possession heat maps really... Oh, wow. What's this?
That is a huge blow for Schwarzwalder Fußballverein. Kimi Häkkinen, one of Schwarzwalder's star wingers, having to go off injured here. Will miss the rest of this match just before halftime.
Right at the end of the half, too. That's gut-wrenching for him. It always seems to happen, too, though. But, I mean, that's just rotten luck. I really feel for him. I bet he's got to be upset with that.
Häkkinen, one of the more threatening pieces on this already quite dangerous SFB attack. Any attack without Häkkinen in it is going to be somewhat less threatening. Just by nature of his absence, you have to think. But nevertheless, it is halftime here. Schwarzwalder down 1-0 against Sao Paulo, and I don't think a lot of people would have seen that coming.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very, very interesting game. Who's to say how it's going to end? I genuinely think Schwarzwalder could completely rally, win some set-piece goals. As long as they're shrewd, I mean, they are a top team, and top teams know how to win. So I wouldn't put it past them, but I do think the odds aren't in their favor. 2 of their 3 center backs on yellow cards, one of their star players injured, and a goal down at halftime. You know the odds are not in their favor much anymore.
Well, we'll soon find out in the next 45 minutes. Sao Paulo have made a substitution of their own. Mulder making their way onto the pitch in favor of Habjanic. Meanwhile, it's an SFB corner once again. Sent in by Schmidt and headed out to the super sub. Jihao sending it over.
Yeah, ultimately came to nothing. Again, they're going to have to take their chances, but I'd expect them to start littering the goal with probably low percentage shots soon in a kind of desperate attempt to get anything from this game. I mean, they've got the players, though. They've got skills. I've seen Wang Jihao. If he can just turn it around, I know what he's capable of. He's an incredible player, as we saw in that cup game.
Indeed, Jihao, one of the, if not the best striker going in the SSL right now. That one, though, headed wide by SFV. Meanwhile, Sao Paulo, having had some serious adversity over the last few seasons, their chemistry must be through the roof at this point.
I mean, struggle. Actually, never mind. I can't even remember what the saying is. I was just gonna say though, one of the Schwarzwalder players seems to be slightly injured.
Indeed,
Schmidt, I believe it is. Yeah.
indeed, Schmidt having picked up a knock here as Hashimoto sends that cross in, but it is dealt with by Forrest.
Seems not to be affecting him too much though. Making that run as Wang Jihao cuts down the opposite wing, getting far post. Have to keep an eye on him. Well defended though.
Jihao trying to win the ball back, but forces a goal kick, and Forrest will be hoping that Schmidt can continue to play on. If Schmidt does have to go off, they would be a player down as their only substitute is the super sub, already subbed on for Hakkinen.
Gosh, down 2 wingers in one game. I mean, that is absolutely brutal. Oh, that was a dangerous tackle there. Could have been a lot worse if that had made some contact.
Indeed, Deanne had to get that just right, but Sao Paulo now coming forward. Rubio taking the touch past the end line and firing over the bar.
Just over. He had such a good run there. Big man up front. I mean that very literally. He is towering over almost everyone else on the pitch. He's got to be at least 6'7".
Evoking memories of SSL legend Sky Rise, who recently retired. One of the tallest players in the SSL history, but always good for a header.
I've got to say, I'm unfamiliar with him. How tall was he?
Very. The answer is very tall.
Yeah, I love seeing players of all body types here in the SSL, though. I mean, I've seen players that are like 4 feet tall and weigh like 7 pounds, and now I've seen 8-foot tall monsters. So, gotta say that range is really impressive.
Certainly does take all kinds here at the SSL. As SFV coming forward, trying to unlock this Sao Paulo defense. They might have. Here's Super Sub. Has Super Sub just leveled it?
Oh, I think that was offsides. I think
they are looking at it.
Yep.
And it is ruled out.
Super Sub of all players. Yeah, check out that little run right there. Oh, just behind Hashimoto and the other center back. That's not going to count. They're going to have to do better than that.
It would have been some story for Super Sub, who literally one of the nameless players in this team certainly doesn't get that many opportunities to shine, but it wasn't to be on this occasion.
Good physicality there from Sao Paulo as they're looking to attack on this left wing. 2 players around him, both on yellows. They can't dive in now. Mulder at the edge of the box. What's he got? Oh, there it is. Gagne with the second goal in the 82nd minute. Most likely to lock down this victory for Sao Paulo. Schwarzwalder completely incapable to do anything about it. Both the defenders on him on yellow cards. That's got to be frustrating for him, but what a goal.
Schengiger thought he got the challenge in, but Mulder able to retain possession and cutting it back for Gagne. And what a finish that was from Chef Gagne.
Oh, I bet they're loving that right now. 82nd minute just to really nail down that win. I think that's going to be it for Sao Paulo. I don't see Schwarzwalder coming back from this, and I don't think they will.
One last chance here, but that free kick from Deanne finds the first defender.
Very poor.
Coming forward, cross at the end line, but dealt with by Peixoto. And that is the final whistle. A famous victory for União Sao Paulo here today. 2-0 over the defending league champions.
I don't think anyone saw this coming, but if you look at the match momentum, the heat maps and everything, I would say they actually had this game quite comfortably. I mean, Schwarzwalder with 3 yellow cards, an injury, and a knock. I mean, very unlucky, obviously, but real credit to Sao Paulo. I think they did very well.
Without a doubt, a well-deserved performance and a well-deserved victory for Sao Paulo. Roquefort Cotswold, your player of the match, recorded an assist as well as, if I'm reading that right, 6 dribbles.
That's a lot. Not to mention, obviously, the 3 key passes and 2 clear-cut chances created. I mean, that's a heck of a playmaker right there. That's what every team really needs, you know, someone making the chances, being unselfish, finding the passes. He really did that today at his absolute best.
And it's resulted in União Sao Paulo being the last unbeaten team remaining in the SSL Major League. Schwarzwalder tasting defeat for the first time this season.
I bet the next time they meet up towards the second half of the season, that's going to be a very fun game. I bet they're going to be coming for revenge. But here we got the next one coming up. Catalunya with their interesting offset formation, but it seems to be some kind of 4-2-3-1. And Hollywood FC with another offset formation, kind of a 3-4-3, but with a second striker on the left and more of a winger on the right. Oh, I have no idea how this is going to go. Those are some wacky formations, but I'm down to see it. I'm here for anything. That's the beauty of the SSL, ain't it?
It really is. And Catalunya using that 4-2-3-1, it has been used very effectively in the past, most famously by Reykjavik United, who have won several league titles with that very similar formation, with the attacking midfielder just playing a little bit off the right shoulder of the striker.
I think the idea is that the left-sided defensive midfielder, the volante, is going to have a lot more license to roam up the pitch, so it's going to end up looking a little bit more like a 4-1-4-1 in attack. I don't know. I love this tactical positional game. Uh-oh, what a chance here. Oh, right across goal. Easy tap in for Red Panda. I mean, he's never going to get an easier goal than that. What a beautiful little series of build-up and play to put it on a literal platter for him there. Great long
ball.
Van
Gerritsen, who started that move from way back in the back line, ultimately able to land with Bonito, who cuts it back there for Red Panda, and it's a beautiful chance created there.
I bet Dia is going to be quite frustrated he didn't get a foot to that, but, I mean, what a chance there. Extremely high XG from that. I believe that was a .86 XG shot on goal. You can't miss that. Interesting. Very interesting, though, compared to the Sao Paulo, because that whole chance actually originated from just a long ball over the top. So I wonder if this team plays a lot more direct.
In the meantime, Hollywood trying to come forward here. Ball falls all the way out to Mograine. Martel can't quite put the finish on the header.
Got to give him credit, though. That was a lot harder to hit than Panda's goal. That one was up in the air, and he had a lot more defenders around him.
Indeed.
And as I say, Panda now on the counter. Indeed. Clever 1-2. Breaking through that line. Oh, just wide of the post. What a great play. Panda's looking on fire today.
Catalunya getting a lot of players forward on the counter attack, and they have won a corner from it, although unfortunately not able to do much with it at first glance.
Still alive, though. If they can get it to this far post here. They've got to... Oh, never mind.
Brooks with a very close free kick, and the follow-up right on goal, but Grappo there to hold on to it.
Grappo's a very lucky boy to be in the right spot there when that goal came in, because if he had been anywhere else, that was going in. Gosh, I mean, I've said it so many times, though, but when you take free kicks, you have to, at the very least, test the keeper, and right there, they did twice, and I think very unlucky to not get a goal there.
It was a very dangerous 1-2 punch, but Grappo equal to it. Saved by the post, perhaps, on the first time, but the second time showing resolute willpower to hold on to that.
Although his vertical play here, though.
And once again,
very tight angle.
Once again, Grappo able to push that away, but Hollywood still with some potential damage or danger here.
They're really good at just finding at least one open person and moving the ball forwards progressively. It's a very nice vertical tiki-taka sort of system that I see them playing, but they've also got great license to run and let out a devastating shot like that would have been if it had gone in just centimeters wide of the post there. That was a great chance.
So very nearly the equalizer there. It is a game of fine margins. It is a bit of a cliche to say that, but it really is, and that's a prime example of that.
I mean, at soccer, one goal could be the difference between winning or losing. It's always about the fine margins. But indeed, I will say it's about the fine margins over the span of 90 minutes. And at the moment, I think Catalunya's got a grip on it. Uh-oh, we got a player down here.
Indeed, that is Bailey Deali down for Catalunya. Play has continued. Hollywood coming up the other end. Here is Hunt, and ultimately sending it back.
Still down. I think there might be something seriously wrong here.
Brooks on the through ball and sends it over, and now Deali will be seen to by the physio. Seems to have been given the green light to play on, though.
Yeah, it seems like it was just a heavy knock. I think he'll recover, but very unlucky to not get a foul or something there. I saw him down, and I thought it was going to be a lot worse. There we go, Nelson progressing the ball. Oh, beautiful pass there. Nice little 1-2. Unfortunately, angle was just too tight there. Beautiful little play, though, in the attacking third by Catalunya. I gotta say, really, really nice on the eyes.
Certainly piling on the pressure as well, so they'll be happy in that regard as well. Now Poggio getting the rebound from the corner kick. It's back to Tenderloin. Hollywood seemed to be able to have rebuffed it, but now it's forward to Bonito here.
Perfectly content with just passing the ball back, recycling possession, waiting for that lethal pass.
Looking for that one perfect opening on Catalunya.
Gotta keep in mind too, though, they've got the goal advantage. They're not incredibly desperate to get a second goal. Obviously, the cushion would be nice, but I think they are content with recycling the ball, waiting for Hollywood to press, getting them out of position, and letting in a counterattack just like that.
It falls to Bonito, and the penalty has been given here. Bonito
that seemed a bit dubious to me. I don't know.
We saw Bonito go down to their knees, and the penalty has been given by VAR.
Are we going to get a replay on? Oh, no replay. But here we go. Keeper's got to come up here. His team's going to be 2-0 down, and that's hard to come back from. Oh, great penalty, though. You don't stop those.
Daly sends Dexter Hall the wrong way and doubles Catalunya's advantage. It's a well-taken penalty, as you say. And it is now Catalunya 2, Hollywood 0.
I think people don't appreciate how hard it is to take a really good penalty like that. I mean, just burying it right in that edge of where the back net and the side netting meet. Oh, that's perfection right there. As a keeper myself, I can tell you, you do not save those. It does not matter.
The art of the penalty, certainly a very important one, and perhaps a very undervalued one, but nevertheless, being very valuable here for Catalunya today, as they go into the half up 2-0.
Very interesting to see, though. I mean, if you look at the XG chart there throughout the game, Catalunya only really had 2 big chances and nothing else, but they managed to score them. Whereas their opposition, they had more chances, but they were all less quality, and unfortunately, nothing to come from it.
Goes to show the importance of being clinical here in the SSL. The goal scorer, Red Panda, making their way off the pitch in favor of Bernardo Fry for Catalunya.
I think that's a bit of a harsh call. I think he was actually really good, not just going forwards, but I saw him pressing, winning the ball a few times. He looked like a really good player. I think it's a bit unlucky that he got subbed off, but hopefully we'll get to see more of him later in the season.
I have no doubt that we will. Perhaps the Catalunya manager looking to bring on some fresh legs to further test that Hollywood defense, but Gorgon forcing a save, but it's right into the path of Alidia.
Oh, that's so unlucky. The rebound. Very great poacher's goal there from Dia. I mean, that's a striker's instinct right there. Go for it. Uh-oh, wait, VAR consulting it? Oh, what is this? The goal's disallowed? Was it offside after it came back from the keeper's hands?
Indeed, they are ruling that Dia has been, or was in an offside position at the moment of the initial strike, and so the goal will be called back.
Oh, that's incredibly unlucky for him. I was just about to compliment him on his positioning and that tactical awareness to be in the right spot in the right time, just in case the keeper spills it like he did, but unfortunately, none of that matters if you are offsides. Uh-oh, Fry here looking quite threatening on the wing. Little pass back. Edge of the box. Oh, nothing to it.
Erskine sending that one over the bar with a potential chance to make it 3, but ultimately doesn't happen. But that one will for Hollywood. Ali Dia heading one in, and this time he gets to keep it.
No VAR for this one, I think. No, yeah, that was a great. Good commanding header.
It's a perfectly placed free kick as well from Jalen Brooks. Full credit on the delivery there.
That's another thing that I want to talk about. Just like penalties, I think free kicks are really underappreciated. And as far as I can tell, not a lot of SSL players really put too much stock into it. So I think dead ball specialists will become a bit of a rarity, but a very valued one at that. That's just my personal opinion, though.
It does strike me. I don't know. Anyone who might be watching this might be able to correct me on this, but I don't know that we've ever had an out-and-out free kick specialist in the SSL.
Me. No, I'm kidding.
Well, fair enough. Present company excluded, of course.
Well, I'm
But,
hoping you'll get to see more of me in the future. In the meantime, it's all about Catalunya here with a great ball over the top. Oh, Poggio. I'm sorry for disrespecting and talking over you. What a finish there. Like I said, that lethal long ball over the top in Catalunya, so good at attacking. Rapid fast.
the direct play really paying dividends here. Kamanova hitting that curved pass perfectly. And that sort of finish from Gastone Poggio, that's the sort of finish that only a true veteran can really place where they need it to.
That was one touch, too. That is, I mean, that's a beauty. That's a work of art. Every once in a while, as a commentator, you're lucky enough to see something that still makes your jaw drop and go, wow.
That's why I love this job so much, being able to watch some of these incredible strikes, as here is lightning for Hollywood, cutting it back, Gorgon forcing the save.
That's a good block there. That was a very lethal opportunity right there. As soon as the team gets to the byline and cuts back, that's, I mean, some of these teams get carved open like that. Oh, for a second I thought it was in the back of the net again.
It looked like it was heading that way for sure.
Hollywood here, about 5 minutes of regular time to rally the troops up and try and bring that deficit back down to 1. Nice run there. Oh, Brooks on the receiving end, on the byline. Can he find the cutback? Oh, they just overplayed it, just overcooked.
Hollywood unable to find purchase on that attempt. Coming forward, though, for attempt number 2. Here's Brooks squaring it, and it's Gerd Klose.
Oh, very unselfish there to pass instead of shoot. I thought he was going to shoot. They've got it now. No celebrations. Taking the ball straight back to the kickoff spot. They really want this game to, I mean, they want it back.
It's a beautiful touch that Jalen Brooks takes to get past Ljubika Kamanova. And Klose right there to really take advantage of it in the center. But will it be enough to spark a comeback? They still need one more to tie.
I mean, that was almost very reminded me of the first goal, actually, that Red Panda scored. Just like that, pass across goal. Striker was just right there to tap it in. Unfortunately, that is going to be full time for Hollywood FC. They will not be able to see their comeback back out. Catalunya, though, very strong. 3 goals. That was a very, very fun game to watch.
Certainly the sort of match that neutrals will have enjoyed. Catalunya holding a 2-goal lead in the first half. Hollywood very nearly pulling it back, though. But El Segador is able to hold on in the end. Goals from Poggio, Panda, and De Ali.
Gosh, Poggio's goal was so nice. I want to see a replay of that.
It was an absolutely excellent goal. Although player of the match honors do go to Jalen Brooks on the losing side, assisting both of Hollywood's goals.
Yeah, very, very underrated player there. I think he sort of put them on his back and carried, but no, he was very, very good to watch there. That second goal there, very unselfish of him to play it across.
Absolutely. And this Hollywood team has, again, a certain level of chemistry. A lot of them have spent pretty much their entire careers in the major leagues with Hollywood. That sort of teamwork, you just cannot beat it.
I think a lot of players, obviously, they'll the value of just like camaraderie and teamwork and having stable teammates, so to speak, you know, people that you've been around for a long time. That really is where the strength comes from. And I'm assuming Reykjavik just has that in spades. Del Pirlo, obviously, in that attacking midfield spot, absolutely lethal, as we've seen. And Buenos Aires in a similar, but slightly less offset 4-2-3-1 here. What do you make of the tactical matchups for this game?
Well, it's very similar formations. We do, as I've made allusions to before, we are used to seeing Reykjavik in that sort of offset 4-2-3-1 with the attacking midfielder playing just off the shoulder of the striker. Usually Del Pirlo plays off to the right shoulder of Jean-Claude Goddamn, though, so it's a bit of a tactical tweak. We'll have to see if that's enough to get Reykjavik their first victory of the season.
Yeah, it seems like they've had a bit of a rough start looking at their points tally so far. Obviously not befitting of a team of their caliber. Hopefully they can come unstuck here, but I mean, Buenos Aires is going to do everything they can to stop that from happening. Here they come down the attack.
Reykjavik, though, with the first real attack, but that one cut out there by Munoz.
Unfortunately, not to be able to do more with that. Great interception.
Reykjavik trying again up that far flank. Its tentacles dueling with Bradford. Puts the cross in. And the header from Furious Chicken, not quite of the required standard.
Already on a yellow, though, the inverted fullback there for Reykjavik. So I think Buenos Aires is going to have to exploit that right side if they want to make the most of it. Good cross in. Good defensive header, though.
Neslan Genkal unable to rise above the Reykjavik central defense, and now the Aurora coming forward on the counterattack. A beautiful pass to Neymarinho and forces the corner kick.
Good save, though. Strong hands. Let's see who can get their head on it. Near post delivery. Strong save, though.
It looked like that was Scarpetta on the header. Has been fairly dangerous from corners in the past for Reykjavik. Very nearly scoring another one there. Kabiri, though, wise to it.
Here comes Harrison, the captain. Nice little play down the wing there. Well defended, though, by Reykjavik. Both teams here really good at just winning the ball back, intercepting. It's like neither team can actually hold on to it for very long before the other one sweeps it up.
Some very strong tackling and defensive instincts on display here as Neymarinho carries it into the box, but Pereira Estrangin breaks up the move.
Once again, strong tackle. It's like a, what is it? Perfect, unstoppable force meets a movable object.
Exactly, yeah.
I think first team to score here wins.
It does seem to be shaping up to be that sort of game as Chicken puts in another corner. Biakra able to send it away.
Well cleared. Unfortunately, Scott not able to control that, though. Reykjavik looking to counter back quickly. Never mind, recycling back to the keeper. Spoken too soon.
The first of many commentators' curses, I fear.
Oh, there'll be a lot more of that.
That cross held by Kabiri there.
Can't take that for granted. A lot of keepers nowadays, they just like to punch the ball, and it kind of sows seeds of doubt sometimes. Having a keeper with strong hands that can hold on to the ball after a shot, not spill it. Oh, what a ball over the top for Bradford. Oh, just wide of the post there. I think that was a good save.
Brickwall Jr. had to react just about immediately in order to stop that. Fortunately, Wall does have very good reflexes.
Second corner, back to back. Correct me if I'm wrong, but was Brickwall Sr. A former player in the SSL, or was he?
My understanding is that Brickwall Sr. To the extent that Brickwall Sr. exists, I believe might have been a hockey player, but I'm not entirely sure. Might have been a professional in the SHL, one of our affiliate leagues, the Sydney Hockey League. Nevertheless, Wall Jr. has been an absolute, brick wall, pardon the pun, for Reykjavik.
You love to see father-son duos in sports, though. I think it's always really fun to see. It's more often than not, both of them end up really, really good. As Brickwall Jr. obviously himself has proven as a mainstay in that Reykjavik side. That's no small feat.
It's also certainly not the only time we've seen Reykjavik with a family connection. Miko Rashford II, currently playing for Reykjavik's minor league affiliate, North Shore United, son of longtime Reykjavik star Miko Rashford.
And just this seems like it's going to be just a scrappy game. The more I look at it, neither team really holds the ball for more than about 10 seconds. It's just turnover and turnover and turnover.
I think really able to establish a sustained spell of possession, as you say. Certainly could come down to one moment of brilliance from either side.
Oh, nice ball over the top there, though. Brickwall Jr. once again putting his name to. I don't know what I was saying there, but definitely proving himself as a good keeper there.
I'll tell you this, both goalkeepers are earning their paychecks today.
Yeah, both of them already above a 7.0 rating for the game, with Wall Jr. actually at a 7.4. I believe that's the highest of his team so far.
Reykjavik, coming forward, and that was, well, frankly, an optimistic effort from Jean-Claude Goddamn.
I think optimistic's one way to put it. I think selfish and a bit stupid is the way I would have put it, but maybe I'm just a bit harsher on my players.
Could be. In case that goal kick headed wide, or corner kick, excuse me. Now it's a goal kick.
I think you can just see there is that little bit of frustration at Reykjavik, though, for him, for such an experienced striker as Jean-Claude to take such a kind of a wild effort. I think there is, not just from this game, but I think from, that poor run of games that they're on, there is actually just that desperate attempt to really want to get something, and unfortunately does seem to lead to a few poor decisions.
Indeed, Reykjavik not necessarily used in recent seasons to having early season struggles like this, certainly not on this level. One would think that normal service will eventually resume, but for the moment, still having to scrap for those points as that header from Chicken, just not quite enough velocity and a little bit too much lift.
Makes me think of, to make a real-life allusion, kind of reminds me of Manchester City, honestly. Very, top-level team, just struggling for form. Oh, right as I say that, though, Chicken, wow, from that super tight angle. The ref does see something here, though. Might be called off.
But VAR will allow it looks like. And it's a very tight angle and extremely improbable finish from Furious Chicken.
I think Duck just barely played him onside there. What a finish, though. Look at that angle. That is an incredible finish.
That's the sort of accuracy that really marks out an elite player. And keep in mind, Chicken, customarily before this season, used to playing as more of a fullback. And has scored goals in the past, but certainly I don't remember any from that tight of an angle. But there you have it. At the half, Reykjavik 1, Buenos Aires 0.
I've said it once and I've said it again, though. I think attacking fullbacks and wingbacks are some of the most underrated players because they can play anywhere along that side, and they're always threatening, defending, passing, sometimes even scoring just like that. And I mean, that was an incredible goal. I think everyone will agree. Let's see what substitutions are made here in time for the second half. I think both teams just need to make some subs. Ideally in that defensive midfield area just to control the game a little bit better, but I don't think we're going to see too much of that.
Indeed, the second half has begun. No subs for either side as Buenos Aires seem to be coming forward here. Genkal puts the cross in and does win the corner off of a deflection from Roberto Scarpetta.
Once again, though, we're seeing attacks right from the kickoff. These teams are hungry.
Chomping at the bit to try and stamp themselves onto this match. Reykjavik now coming forward,
the counter. Can he get some support here? No, unlucky. Buenos Aires.
Fiacre able to take advantage of the loose touch from Santos Nemarino there.
I mean, I saw briefly there, but it was a 1 versus 5. They recouped defensively incredibly fast. Buenos Aires. That's obviously well led by their captain there, but that's a sign of a strong, well put together veteran defense. Duck there with the clearance, hoping to find somebody, but just falls back to the Reykjavik back line. Tentacles. Let's see if he can march down the line, taking on his man, sending in the cross. Unfortunately, nothing coming of that one.
That one did have some velocity behind it, and it did seem to go off of a Buenos Aires defender. And so Chicken, the goal scorer, standing over that corner kick. And Marino, and that one was curling just inside the post, but Gabiri able to get in front of it.
What a beautiful right-footed finessed effort right there, but great save again. Both of these keepers really proving that they deserve their paychecks because they're what's holding their teams in here. Chicken, though, what did we say with another finish? I don't think this one was offsides.
Well, they're having a look at it upstairs. VAR will weigh in on this. And this one will also stand. It is another goal for Furious Chicken and Reykjavik United. 2-0, their advantage now.
Just cutting in that channel right between the the center back and the fullback. Took one touch, took it towards the penalty spot, low corner. I mean, keeper couldn't even move for it. That's an incredible finish again. What a run by Chicken to get in behind that back line.
And it's a very tight onside call. I apologize. Looked like once again just being played onside by Duck there on the wing.
Here they come again, though.
Again.
Can Mourinho get the cross in from the byline? Oh, good save. I think Reykjavik now, though, showing their experience. They might be able to lift that curse if they can just keep this up here.
It seems as though that goal shortly before halftime was what they needed to regain the confidence they needed.
Yeah, see how they can actually hold possession now? Especially in that Buenos Aires box, but it seems like they've settled down a little bit, a little less of a frantic effort, a little bit more controlled, and I bet they'll be very, very happy to see that.
And it's another dangerous header on the set piece from Scarpetta, and another scramble at the goal mouth wins Reykjavik yet another corner.
This might get ugly here. Reykjavik's looking absolutely lethal.
This is more like the Reykjavik we're accustomed to, Aegis. Certainly, finally having grown into this match.
I mean, Chicken and Mourinho on both wings here look to be massive, massive threats here. Del Pirlo, though, on the other hand, sorry for the voice crack. Del Pirlo, though, not really getting too into the game as far as I can tell. Perhaps the change of position isn't suiting him too well. As you mentioned, he plays off the right, typically, right?
Usually, yes, although he does have the capability to play pretty much anywhere in that attacking midfield space. Meanwhile, Jean-Claude Goddamn forced out wide, now passing back to Snooks. Maros tried to find tentacles inside.
Yeah, they're stringing together passes now. They're they're locked in. Buenos Aires definitely has their work cut out for them here. But if they can just get one goal back, then who's to say the game can't open back up here? Great tackle there, and unfortunately not going to come to anything there on the counter.
We've certainly seen some wild comebacks in the past in the SSL. Buenos Aires is certainly capable of it. Will they be able to make it happen today, though?
Risky pass back to the keeper there, but strong clearance. Finds Del Pirlo and holds it. Great little bit of hold-up play. Unfortunately, though, the team won't be able to make the most of it. Harrison now running down the opposite wing. They'll defend it again.
Gancaldo seizing on that touch from Chicken and puts it in the net.
Oh, Chicken, what are you doing? Did so good with the offensive efforts. Just coming back, obviously, trying to reclaim possession. You cannot make those mistakes at this top level. Chicken is going to be absolutely fuming with that.
Just taking that touch at exactly the wrong time, and Gankal might have just given Buenos Aires a lifeline here.
This is going to be an interesting last 10 minutes of the game here. Chicken could still redeem himself yet, though. Jean-Claude getting it to the byline for Mourinho. Unfortunately, can't get it through the wall of bodies.
Tentacles heads that one over. Reykjavik with about 10 minutes to see this one out. Buenos Aires have one goal, need another. Certainly could find it here as Harrison brings the ball forward out of defense along that far wing.
Good cross in, but Brickwell Jr. there making himself big, despite his rather short appearance, actually. Good claim.
Sterling Scott was lurking there just behind Wall if the goalkeeper spilled it. Chicken, though, cross, and it's gone into the net. And they're going to rule this an own goal from Louis Duck as Santos Mourinho is down here for Reykjavik as well. A lot happening on that move.
One might even call that a comedy of errors. And of course it's Chicken bouncing back from his horrible touch that led to the goal with a wonderful cross. I thought one of the Reykjavik players tapped it in, but it's very unfortunate for Duck to be an own goal there.
It was Jean-Claude Goddamn who looked like had scored that, but now It's Gondam who comes out of the game with an injury. Now here is a bit of a
On top of
blast from the past.
Mourinho.
A bit of a blast from the past here in the dying minutes. It's casual on the pitch now for Reykjavik. Had a couple of seasons down in North Shore, has made their return to Reykjavik now, though.
So unlucky, though, because now Mourinho has to play out the rest of the game. Obviously slightly injured, worse for wear. Might not be
an ideal situation, but I don't think Mourinho is going to complain about that.
Well, he'll complain if it was deemed offside, that's for sure.
And VAR will indeed disallow it.
I need to see this one again.
You and me both. Here it is again. It's a very close offside. Mourinho will just pass the last defender.
So he didn't look offsides to me there. I don't think that's correct. I'll have to watch the replay again, but that didn't look correct to me.
Is indeed a bit of a judgment call there. Kind of hard to tell from this angle, but
the advent of incorrect VAR calls here in the SSL, that will be a hot topic for debate amongst the teams, I would assume.
There is always a certain margin for error in this game. I tend to find.
Well, one possession by Buenos Aires here, forced onto the wing. Well tackled though. Now Del Pirlo turns. He's got men.
And Urkel had a go there, but wound up not troubling Kabiri.
Just couldn't make the most of it there. Buenos Aires with less than 30 seconds left to try and stamp anything on this game. Well cut out there by the diver.
With time winding down, Reykjavik in possession. Looks like they will be able to see this out for their first victory of the season. Certainly not something you'd have expected to say this late into the season, but 3 points it is for the Aurora here.
I mean, going into that second half, they just looked like the better team there. So much more composed. Buenos Aires had almost nothing to go off of. And that's maturity in the sport for you there.
They certainly did flip a switch in that second half. Furious Chicken able to record that brace there and is your player of the match. Was responsible for Buenos Aires' goal, but will be keen to have people forget about that, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think the assists made up for it. Let's just keep them up in attack instead of on defense.
Meanwhile, Genkal's goal, the only consolation for Buenos Aires on this day. But Reykjavik able to claim 3 points, perhaps a chance to turn their season around after a very slow start.
Here we go, Romana and Tokyo. This is possibly one of the games that I'm most excited for. I really do love seeing teams perhaps not as established as Schwarzwald or Reykjavik, really just scrapping it out, trying to establish themselves. I think this is going to be a super, super fun game.
Both teams, similar to Reykjavik, looking for their first victories on the season, both currently at the less desirable end of the table. Romana coming out in that 4-2-3-1 formation. And it's a similar story for Tokyo, who also rocked the 4-2-3-1 on this day.
Boring. No, I jest. The 4-2-3-1 is such a well-balanced formation. It's can't put anything against it. It really is just incredibly potent if utilized correctly. But that just means if both teams are playing it, then it's going to be down to the players.
Both these teams will be desperate to end their run of bad results here. Certainly going to be a very interesting one to see play out. Which team will be able, or indeed will either team be able to snap that streak here today?
Looking closely, though, it does seem like the player roles are a little bit different. One team playing with a complete forward and also a combination of an inside forward and a winger on the wings, whereas the other team was both inside forwards. And also, I believe I saw a ball-winning midfielder versus just defensive midfielders. So it seems like even though that was a close effort, as I was saying, even though both teams are in the same formation, I think the player roles are going to be a bit different here. So I think we could see some stylistic differences, so to speak.
Without a doubt, those small details can often be what makes the difference in a match like this. Tokyo with a deep throw here as Super Hoops puts that one in. Peter cutting it
good
back from
pass.
Morey-Delo, and Delo has the opener here for Tokyo.
That's just some nice triangular passes there in the box from the throw. Look at this. I think that was a chain of maybe 7 passes, 2, 3. Beautiful turn, 4. Yeah, sorry, I miscounted there, but what a great effort. None of the Romana defenders on him. Time and space to pick his spot to shoot. Absolutely buried that.
Delo, a new arrival at the Nintendo this season, formerly of Catalunya, was swapped in a draft trade during the Season 19 prospect draft.
I'm sorry, did you say Nintendo? That is incredible.
That is the name of the Tokyo SC Stadium, yes.
I love that. I love their kit, too.
As Jude Greer fires that one in from inside the box out of nowhere.
Maybe instead of their kits, I think I like their play more. Look at that. Absolutely stamping their names onto this game. I mean, once again, so much space for him to pick a spot there. He had, weeks, if not months.
Greer practically in his own zip code for that shot.
Oh, yeah, they've got Romana's fullbacks need to do better there. I think Tokyo could just keep going here. They say they stop at 22 minutes played, and I think they're not just gonna sit back here and waste time. I think they're gonna want to get as many goals as physically possible. Unless they get a bit greedy here.
Tokyo is certainly a team to try and push for as many goals as possible. They might be open at the back here. Nunez squares it for Cronus.
Yeah, so unlucky. Like I said, they were just maybe they should have sat back a little bit. Caught out of possession. The whole team falling back. Nunez, good run.
Eklund Gunnarsson made the lunge there to try and block the cross in from Nunez, but miscalculated, just overcommitted, and Cronus in the perfect position to capitalize.
I think that's just going to give more fuel on the fire that is Tokyo SC, though. I think they're going to be like, all right, we were 2 goals ahead. Let's go 2 goals ahead again. Greer now down the byline. Good tackle, but still got the ball. Got the ball again, recovered.
Really losing out twice to Tater Justinus there. And now it's Kaido.
Well dribbled around the defense. Unfortunately, yeah, the shot just easy there for Neuer.
It's a long ball up for Romana, and it falls to Kronkowski out on that far wing.
2 defenders on him.
Goes down by Dieter and Super Hoops there.
2 defenders wasn't enough, though. Still Romana here, looking quite dangerous. But unfortunately, will come to nothing. Goal kick.
Jurgen Muller with the long shot there that just skims the top of the net.
It's interesting to see here. I think Tokyo's fullbacks, both being technically wingbacks, will look to get a lot more advanced than Romana's as they are fullbacks, but that could leave them slightly exposed in defense here, so we'll have to see how that balances out.
We do like to deploy Greer as sort of a deep attacking fullback type. You see him making those runs up that left flank fairly often.
You don't see many complete wingbacks, though, in Football Manager, I feel like. It's perhaps a bit of a out of the customary position to play, but I do think it is a very well-balanced one, especially when they find those overlaps on the far side here. Just lost the ball on the byline.
Certainly does take a certain skill set as Morey-Delo puts that one over the bar.
That's a good chance there for Tokyo. Looking at that XG, though, it's kind of incredible Romana isn't leading here. 1.55 to just 0.8 for Tokyo, but Tokyo did make the most of those 2 early attempts.
Certainly Romana will be pushing for that equalizer when they come out of the half. Will probably feel that they deserve to be, at the very least, drawing, if not ahead in this match. Meanwhile, Tokyo, I doubt, will have much reason for complaint given that XG.
Slight point here, but did you see there that Nunez, he had 100% pass completion still? The,
It is very
left
impressive.
defender there. Not even a goalkeeper, your fullback with 100% pass completion. That's borderline unheard of, I think.
It is very impressive.
Yeah, good smother there from Neuer. Just make sure nothing came of it. This is gonna go down to the wire here. I really think any team could actually come back.
Remember,
and make
both these
something.
teams looking for a win to be their first 3 points on the season. I believe Tokyo have at least 2 draws, 1 or 2 draws on the books. Romana, I don't think have a point yet. Is that one just tipped behind by Fernand Revest?
Yeah, good save there. Getting low. Those are hard to do. In my opinion, a strong low save almost infinitely harder than a high diving save. Might not look as impressive, but almost way harder.
As long as the ball stays out, that's the important thing for sure.
Corner here. Greer's looking to take.
That one was headed on goal there. Hagelin puts it back, and it's another corner kick on the opposite side.
Might just be a bit more of wingback propaganda, but I mean, most wingbacks, they have to develop extremely strong crossing capabilities, so it seems like they're quite naturally suited to taking corners. So I think we'll see a lot more of that too.
Tokyo do love their corners. They do have a bit of an emphasis on it as that free kick goes in and it's headed wide of the post.
Not too far wide though.
Certainly gave the goalkeeper food for thought.
Neither team made a substitution yet. I'm not sure if they will. Cronus here, good pickup there.
Revest able to get over to stop that one.
My heart's still beating. This could go either way.
It's been another very exciting match, that much is for sure, as that one headed up into the air. Kronkowski has a go. It's
just
another corner kick.
Nothing yet. He's going to send in another cross here. No, he's running. Another corner, I think.
Pressure building here against Tokyo SC. Romana hunting for a chance to equalize here.
I think my blood pressure monitor just went off. It's another corner. Okay, surely they have to score from one of these corners.
Every corner they get increases their chances just from sheer pressure, but this time it hits the bar and goes over, and Tokyo finally earn a reprieve.
And breathe. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think in any of the games so far we've seen a goal from a corner yet, but I don't know if that's to say anything about the corner-taking ability of the players or actually of the aerial dominance of perhaps some of these strikers or center backs. So I know they obviously go hand in hand, but interesting that we haven't seen a single one yet.
We do usually get at least one corner kick goal per match day, but here is Delo with another goal for Tokyo.
Yeah, strong low effort there. That's exactly what they've been hunting for the last, gosh, how long has it been since their second goal in this one? 70 minutes? It feels
something like that.
Maybe 60. Maybe I'm being a bit over dramatic, but it's just a good finish. Just a little pocket of space there. Far post beyond Neuer. Well played there, Delo. Every right to celebrate that.
Kaido did well to bait out the defense to try and draw them off of the midfield. Delo arriving at the perfect time there.
I think Tokyo's going to go for another one here. Greer down that line. Coming in the cross here. We'll get to it.
And Zlatan. It's headed in by Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Ibrahimovic. Yeah, what a header that is. Tokyo, I mean, not letting off the gas pedal. I have to give them so much credit for that. It's too easy for a team to say, oh, we've scored. We'll sit back. We can waste time. Let's just settle with the boring win. But, I mean, not Tokyo. Massive props for that. I love that hunger.
It's also a well-placed far post cross there from Jude Greer. Ibrahimovic able to get right onto it and just fire that past Manuel Neuer.
Yeah, don't put anything past that header. That's a hard header to do right there. Tokyo, 5 minutes 5 minutes left of regular time here. I think they might just go for another one here. I think, honestly, being as low down in the table as they are, I think goal difference is actually going to be a very important thing for them. So perhaps they're playing knowing that with a weaker opponent, they can build up something there. Maybe later in the season, that'll help them place a bit higher.
And that one pings off the post. It looked like another one. That could have easily been 5, but off the frame of the goal.
Not just 5, but that would have been 3 in 5 minutes, I think. Tokyo absolutely. Oh, another one. Wow. What a save there from Neuer.
Indeed, an excellent save to get over by Neuer. Somewhat cold comfort given the scoreline, but still a very creditable effort there.
I think Tokyo might see this one out. 4 minutes of added time. Is there anything left in it? Just the last 20 seconds. I think that's going to be it. Not unless Romana have one last thing to say about it, but I don't see anything happening here. Yeah, ref blows his whistle for full time. Tokyo, very, very strong game. I have to say, both of their pairs of goals coming back to back almost. And even though they were the losers on XG, really, they were so much more lethal, I have to say.
Certainly making the case for clinical finishing there today. You saw there Amore Delo, the player of the match, but take nothing away from Romana's efforts. Daedalus Cronus, the scorer there, did pull one back fairly early on for Romana and kept this match close for the longest time, ultimately unable to capitalize.
Yeah, great game all around, have to say. See, it's what I told you. Those games are always the most fun to watch, and I think I was proven right here today.
Without a doubt, I would say so. Also, I would like to give credit as well to Shinji Kaido for 2 assists on the day. Certainly
Underrated.
certainly a very important contributor to that scoreline for Tokyo. So before we leave you, let's just take a quick look at the results. Sao Paulo victorious over Schwarzwalder, Catalunya holding on to beat Hollywood, Reykjavik getting their first win of the season, as did Tokyo. Schwarzwalder still top of the table by 1 point over unbeaten União Sao Paulo.
Oh, poor Romana, though.
Indeed,
0
certainly.
points. That's, yeah, hard to be them. I really hope they can rally up and hopefully come back stronger for the next game.
We'll certainly have plenty of time to turn this around. We still have 10 match days to go here in the Major League. We hope you'll join us next time. Until then, this has been Metafiction and Aegis. Take care.